The night I told my son we'd hit 10 million, he didn't celebrate. He ripped the ticket out of my hand, jammed it in his back pocket, and shoulder-checked me off his porch into sideways rain. "You're done here, bus driver," he spat, under a security light bright as a police raid. I didn't beg. I palmed a soaked Quick-Mart receipt and drove home. On my counter, I lined up the kill shot. Depot clock out 9:41, ATM cam staring at Quick-Mart's door. Lane 2 on the receipt, a time-stamped photo on my checkered towel. Name, time, place. He forgot the only thing that decides everything who signed the back. If your own son shoved you into the rain and called you bus driver, would you stay quiet like Walter and pocket the receipt or confront him on the porch? Drop your take below. The night my son told me I was done here, the rain came in sideways and slapped the porch like it owned it. The new security light burned white in my face. Inside, by the shoe bench, 2 small backpacks waited, one with a little rocket, one with a green dinosaur. Liam is 7, Noah is 5. They were asleep upstairs, I hoped. They didn't need to hear any of this. Earlier that evening, in my kitchen on Willow Street, I set the ticket on my checkered dish towel and snapped a photo the way Tom at the corner store once told me, "Sign the back. Take a picture if you can." I signed it at the counter that morning. The habit is the same every time. Name, time, place. Then I drove over to tell my boy something a father only gets to say once. "Mace, we hit." He looked at me, then at the slip, then back at me like he was measuring a wall. "Let me hold it," he said. "I'll take a pic." I put it in his palm. He didn't lift the phone. He folded the ticket once, neat, and slid it into his back pocket like he'd practiced. When my hand touched air to take it back, he stepped away. "It's mine," he said. Simple, flat. Something dropped through the floor of my chest. Not the money. The voice. Jenna came in from the hall with her phone in her hand like a prop. "Babe," she said softly, "let's step outside." Now we were at the door. Mason filled the frame with his shoulders. Rain needled the gap. "You heard me," he said. "You're done here, old man. You're a bus driver. Stay in your lane." He said bus driver like it was a punchline. My suitcase split at the seam when I set it down. A sleeve and 3 socks slid onto the wet boards. The light made the rain look like wire. "You'll never see a cent," he added. "Not one. This is my life now." I looked at him, then past him at a paper rocket on the rug, half folded, nose crooked the way Liam likes it. I kept my mouth shut. Talking never fixed a wet porch. "Move," Mason snapped. "Off my porch. Now." He shifted, and I saw a small white edge in his back pocket. He tapped it with 2 fingers like a dare. "Last chance," he said. "Tomorrow you sign a gift letter. Say you handed it to me and we're good. You fight me, I'll make you look pathetic." "Babe," Jenna murmured. "Optics. No yelling." He didn't look at her. "Do as you're told." "I'm not playing," I said, steady as calling a stop on a crowded route. "I'll take what's mine, that's all." He snorted. "You don't have anything. You've got a schedule and a coffee thermos. That's it." I bent to gather the socks. My knee clicked. A slip of paper stuck to my palm, crumpled in my coat pocket. Quick-Mart receipt. Rain dotted the ink, but the timeline still held. I smoothed it with my thumb and slid it into my wallet. My breath dropped to a lower gear useful. 2 small shoes sat side by side, inside, toes touching. Someone lined them up before bed. The words stood up in me like posts driven into ground. Name, time, place. "Good night," I said. "Get out," he shot back. I stepped off the porch. The rain stung. The suitcase handle was slick and cold. Behind me, the door hung a beat, then hinges, then wood. The click wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. At the curb, I put the suitcase in the back of my old sedan and sat with both hands on the wheel until my grip eased. The receipt pressed a ridge through the leather into my palm. That little line felt like a spine. Back to my place, I told myself. My 1 bedroom on Willow Street, 3 blocks from the depot. Not his house, mine. I watched water slip along the curb and find the drain without arguing. Tomorrow, slow, depot, ATM, Quick-Mart, the checkered dish towel. Name, time, place. I put the car in gear. My apartment on Willow Street breathed when I shut the door. A small 1F bedroom walk-up, 3 blocks from the depot and 2 from the river. No bright flood, no voice trying to win. Just the soft tick of the kitchen clock and the hum from the old fridge. Liam's rocket drawing and Noah's sticker stars live on my fridge because they gave them to me, not because I live at their dad's house. I hung my wet coat, set the suitcase by the table, and put water on. The kettle did what kettles do, worked without an audience. I laid the checkered dish towel flat on the counter and slid my wallet out. The Quick Mart receipt was damp and curled. I pressed it under a coffee mug to dry the edges, then wrote today's date on a notepad, slow and clear, so I won't have to guess later. I pulled a cheap blue pen from the jar. Same kind I used to sign transfers on my route. On a clean page, I wrote 3 words in block letters. Name, time, place. Under that, a small map like a short run. Depot clock out. Bank the ATM that faces Quick Mart. Quick Mart counter lane number. I opened photos. Scrolled past the river in February, past a crooked meatloaf, and found the picture I took earlier. The ticket on this towel, this light. I pressed details. The time was there. The date was there. The little pin on the map said what my bones already knew this room. The kettle began to sing. I turned off the burner and poured. Set the mug right over the receipt to keep it flat. On a sticky note, I wrote 3 names and left a blank by each. Carla, Depot, Bank Manager, confirm camera angle. Reggie, per milliampere Arlay store. The apartment had the clean loneliness of a late route lights low, no one waiting to be convinced. I checked the pen again, clicked the cap once, and slipped it into my front pocket. I pulled a manila folder from the drawer and wrote Quick Mart on the tab. Another that said Depot. I stuck the note on the edge of the table where I'd have to see it before I left. On the freezer, a school flyer for Riverside Elementary asked for help resurfacing the playground. I ran a thumb over the word safe, then put the magnet back. The boys' names are already in my plans, whether I write them or not. I rinsed the cup, dried it, and folded the towel into a neat square. Then I unfolded it and left it the way it looked in the photo. Keep the stage set. Make it match. I set my alarm for early. Wrote the plan on a small card, like I call a stop clear enough for strangers to know where to get off. Depot 8:45, Bank 9:05, Quick Mart 9:10. I slid the receipt from under the mug and tucked it in my wallet flat now, not fighting me. Rain thinned on the window. In the dim, I gave the words their weight. Name, time, place. Tomorrow, we do it slow. Not all cameras look where you think. This one watched the door I used. River First Bank sits kitty corner from Quick Mart. I parked by the curb and stepped into the glass ATM vestibule. A dome camera blinked red above the door, aimed out through the glass at the corner where customers step in and out of the store. Through the pane, I could see the Quick Mart bell over the entrance and the counter inside. A security guard in a navy jacket pushed the door with his shoulder. "You need help, sir?" "Question on the camera angle," I said, pointing up. "That one see across to the store entrance." He looked up, then out. "Catches the sidewalk and the doors, yes. We keep it wide." "Retention?" I asked. "How long you hold it?" 30 days, standard," he said. "We don't release to the public. Law enforcement or corporate request only." "That's fine." I wrote, "River First ATM vestibule dome cam faces Quick Mart entrance 30-day retention release by request." "Thank you." Across the street, the Quick Mart bell chimed when I pushed the handle. The place smelled like coffee and cleaner. Reggie was at the register, a roll of quarters in his hand. "Morning, Mr. Brooks," he said. "You on or off?" "Off. Need to match a few dots," I said, tapping my wallet. "Which lane did we run yesterday? Around 9:12. Reggie tapped a small code on my receipt. "That's lane 2. See that little L2 by the total? That's the machine." He glanced up at the ceiling. "We got 2 cams in here, one on the counter, one on the door. Manager's the one who pulls clips." Marla came out from the back with a clipboard. "You need something official, Walt?" "Just clean notes," I said. "Time, lane, who to call." She nodded, wrote on store letterhead. "Quick Mart number 218. Lane 2. Cashier R. Flores. On duty approx 9:10-9. 20 ampere. M. Manager M. Diaz present. Policy. 30-day video retention. Release with corporate agency request." She printed her name, number, and circled the store clock on the wall. "We keep that one synced with my phone," she said. "Checked this morning." "You remember me signing?" I asked Reggie. He smiled. "You grabbed the pen on the chain like always. Wrote hard. I heard it scratch." He mimed the motion. Back of the ticket, quick. Then you tucked it up in your wallet. Marla slid the letter across. If someone official emails, I'll click accept and certify as still. Appreciate it. I took a photo of the clock, the counter, and the front door from inside, then stepped back outside and shot the ATM vestibule with the dome cam staring at the same doorway. 2 angles. 1 story. On my card I wrote, ATM dome sees door, store cam's door plus counter. L, 2 lane, letter from manager. Reggie confirms signing at counter. The line sat straight. I tucked the letter into a folder labeled Quick Mart. Next stop. Avery, map, not manifesto. Boring wins, Avery said, sliding a yellow legal pad to me. Show me. I set the Depot folder on her desk, then Quick Mart. On top, Carla's verified clock out, 9:40, 1 ampere. M-May, the yard map photo, the note that the house clock ran +1 last week. Marla's letter, Quick Mart number 218, lane 2, camera policy, her contact. My note that the River First ATM dome faces the store door, and Reggie's verbal that I signed the back at the counter. Avery skimmed fast. Then she drew 3 headers in block caps. Name, time, place. We build a map, she said, not a speech. She wrote, Walter Brooks, 03/17. Depot clock out 9:41 ampere. M, verified. 9:05, 9:15 ampere. M, bank ATM vestibule faces Quick Mart entrance, Treddy Day retention. Ni, toll AM. Quick Mart lane tow. Manager letter. Cashier confirms signing at counter. Photo. Ticket on checkered towel. Metadata. Your apartment. Timestamp. Keep the verbs small, she said. Bought. Signed. Photographed. Submitted. I handed her the receipt. She pointed at the tiny L2. Good. We'll staple a copy behind Marla's letter. She flipped to a clean page. Plan. Notarizia short sworn statement 2 paragraphs. No adjectives. Send a packet to the State Lottery Commission by certified mail with return receipt. Mirror the packet in their portal. Save the case ID. I'll send preservation letters to Grandview Motors, Riverside Title, and the realtor Mason's been tagging. We tell them to preserve records and to pause any disbursement tied to this claim. Do I call him? I asked. No, she said. No calls, no texts, no posts. All communication through counsel or the commission. Let paper walk. She drafted as she spoke. Declaration of Walter Brooks. On March date, at approximately time a.m., I purchased a lottery quick pick at Quick Mart number 218 near the depot. I signed the back of the ticket at the counter. Before informing my son, I photographed the front of the ticket on my kitchen counter. The image metadata reflects my apartment address and time. Attached. Depot clockout verification. 9:40. 1 ampere. M. Quick Mart manager letter noting lane and camera policy. Cashier confirmation of signing at the counter. And notes regarding the bank ATM vestibule camera facing the store entrance. She looked over her glasses. That's it. She opened a template and filled preservation letters. We don't threaten. We preserve. If they lose anything, we ask a judge to assume the worst spoliation. What about the kids? I asked. Liam and Noah. Proof first, she said gently. If the commission corrects the claimant, we set up annuity and education, health trusts. Today is name, time, place. She tore off a brisk checklist and slid it to me. UPS. Pack. Ship. Notary. Sign. Seal. Make 2 copies. USPS. Certified mail to commission. Green card return receipt. Scan. Keep PDFs of everything. Portal. Upload mirror. Save case ID. Forward to me. Counsel only. No contact with Mason. Jenna. Save their messages. Send to me. And if you record anything, she added, keep it steady. Half screen, half frame. Don't narrate. Anything else from the store? I said. You already shot the clock and the counter. If corporate emails Marla to approve a still, have her text me. I'll answer quick. She gathered my pages, clipped them clean, and put them into a manila envelope. Start here. Pack. Ship is 2 blocks down. When the case ID lands, text it to me. Don't share it with anyone. I tucked the envelope under my arm. The legal pad with those 3 words sat between us like a rule you could drive by. Boring wins, she said again at the door. Map, not manifesto, I said. Exactly. Bring me a stamp, a seal, and a tracking number. We'll have a case by lunch. Pack. Ship smelled like cardboard and toner. Keisha, the notary, wore a navy polo and a no-nonsense smile. ID? She asked. I slid my license over and set Avery's draft on the counter. 2 copies after we sign, I said. Sign in front of me, she said, flipping her ledger. I dated the page and signed my name the same way I signed transfers steady, no flourish. She compared the license, nodded, and pressed the metal embosser into the corner 1 clean bite. Then a blue ink stamp beside it. She wrote her commission number and time. Copies? She asked. 2, I said. She ran them through the hot glass, stacked the set original plus 2 and clipped them. I paid and slid the original into a manila envelope with the Depot and Quick Mart pages on top. Good luck, she said, like someone who's watched a lot of papers solve what shouting couldn't. USPS was 2 doors down. Miss Porter was at window 3, hair in a tight bun, eyes kind over her glasses. I set the addressed envelope on the scale. Certified with return receipt, I said. She pulled a green card from the rack. Fill this, who it's to, and where you want the card back. I printed the commission's address and mine, slow and clear. She typed the label, the machine chattered, and a long slip came out with a tracking number like a tiny promise. Then the hand stamp thumped the date in red on the receipt and the green card. Don't lose that, she said, sliding the receipt to me. You'll get the postcard back when they sign. I won't, I said. At the library, the scanner on the back table hummed. I fed each page. Declaration, depot verification, store letter, receipt copy, ATM note. I named the files the way Avery likes. Brooks, Decleber PDF, Brooks, Depot, Verif, PDF, Brooks, Quickmart, letter, PDF, Brooks, receipt, L2, PDF, Brooks, ATM, note, PDF. I saved a backup to a thumb drive I keep on my keyring, the one Liam calls a mini rocket. Back at my kitchen table, I opened the commission's portal. The form was dull in all the right ways. Name, address, phone, brief statement of facts. I pasted the 2-paragraph declaration, then attached each PDF. Last, I added the photo of the ticket on my checkered towel metadata intact and a photo of Carla's yard map with the gate arrowed to the corner. I checked the box that said, I certify, and breathed once before I clicked submit. For 2 seconds, nothing moved. Then the screen changed. Submission received. Case ID 1440 An email chimed with the same number. I took a picture of the screen and of the tracking receipt and texted both to Avery. Got it, I typed. Case ID attached. Certified mail sent. She answered in under a minute. Good. Don't share the ID. Counsel only. Next, wait for hold or questions. Let paper walk. I slid the green card stub into a small zip bag in my folder and put the thumb drive in the bowl by my keys. The apartment was quiet in a useful way. On my notepad, I crossed off 3 lines. Notary, certified, portal. The phone buzzed once more. New mail from Norplyat State. Your submission has been assigned. An agent may contact you. I set the legal pad where I'd see it in the morning. Name, time, place. We'd given them all 3. The phone rang just after 9. This is Agent R. Patel with the State Lottery, the voice said flat, steady. Is this Mr. Walter Brooks? It is. For your case ending in 82, an administrative hold has been placed pending verification. That means no disbursements, no transfers. We've flagged associated entities. This is not a determination. Understood, I said. We received your depot verification, the store manager letter, and your photo of the ticket on the checkered towel. We may request original merchant video. Do not contact the current claimant. If they contact you, please forward communications to counsel. Yes, sir. If you have any witness information, names, numbers that wasn't in your upload, send it through the portal. I'll add cashier Reggie Flores and manager Marla Diaz. Quickmart number 218, I said. Thank you, Patel said. You'll receive a separate message about a brief administrative conference. You may be asked to confirm basics under oath. Name, time, place, I said before I could stop myself. That's right, he said, and the line clicked soft. I texted Avery. Hold placed. Agent Patel called. No contact with claimant. Her reply landed in seconds. Good. I'm sending preservation letters now, Grandview Motors, Riverside Title, and the Realtor. We tell them to preserve all records and to pause anything tied to this claim. Counsel only, Walt. I looked at the yellow legal pad on my table and wrote hold in the corner, then underlined it once. The room stayed the same temperature. Paper does the weather better than people. 2 pings hit my phone like small stones on a window. Mason, delete whatever you sent. Don't embarrass me. Take the stipend and keep quiet. I didn't answer. I saved the message, took a screenshot, forwarded it to Avery, then printed it and slid the page into a slim folder I'd labeled Communications. Another ping. Jenna. Let's keep this classy, Walter. We can handle it privately. Think about the boys. I saved that too, forwarded it, printed it. I wrote the time and received on the margin in small block letters. I'm not a lawyer, but I know what time can do for a person who's telling the truth. Email chimed with a subject line from Norply at State. Administrative hold notice issued. A second email chimed a minute later. We may schedule a short administrative conference this week to confirm facts. Do not contact the claimant. I read both twice, then slid the printed copies under a clip with the case number on top. The phone lit again. Mason. Sign the gift letter today or I go public. You'll look pathetic. I put the phone face down and listened to the old fridge hum. Liam's rocket drawing and Noah's sticker stars were still crooked on the door. I traced the edge of the flyer, asking for help resurfacing the school playground, and tapped the word safe once with a fingernail. Avery called. Letters are out, she said. Exact language. Please preserve all communications, documents, images, and video related to the claimed ticket purchase and expenditures. Failure to preserve may be considered spoliation. We're not accusing anyone. We're telling them the future exists. Copy. And Walt, no contact, she repeated. If he calls you, don't pick up. If you do by accident, don't argue. Save it. Send it to me. He texted, I said. Twice. Good. Save and send. And breathe. Next we'll get a conference time. You'll say your line. I'll say the rest. Name, time, place, I said again. Exactly. After we hung up, I pulled a sticky note and wrote, in block letters, Colorado, unsell only. I pressed it to the edge of the table where my hand would hit it before I reached for the phone. On another sticky, I wrote the 3 words that have kept their shape. Name, time, place. I stuck that one above the stove, next to the timer I use for eggs. An email banner slid across my screen. Commission proposed time. Administrative conference, Thursday 10:30 Ampere. M link to follow. I added it to the small card where I keep my day like a route. 30 AM admin conf. Avery on. Oath. Name. Time. Place. I stood at the window for a minute and watched a bus roll down Willow, turn left on Maple, and stop clean at the corner. The driver cracked the door and took on 2 riders without hurry. Everything works better on a schedule. The phone buzzed again. I let it. I picked up my pen instead and underlined hold one more time. Then I slid the communications folder on top of Depot and Quick Mart and set the stack by the door. When the time comes, I want paper to leave the house in one trip. The dealership smiled yesterday. Today, they paused. At 10:12, a man from Grandview Motors called, voice smooth like a showroom floor. Mr. Brooks, I'm Mark in finance. Quick update due to a regulatory hold we received this morning. We can't release the vehicle tied to claim funds until verification clears. Standard policy. We'll preserve all paperwork. Please direct everything to my attorney, I said, reading from my sticky. Counsel only. I gave him Avery's email. Understood, he said. We'll wait for counsel. I wrote his name, time, and number on my card, then printed the call log from my phone and slid it into a folder labeled Dealership. At 10:31, an email from Riverside Title. Subject escrow pause pending source verification. Dear parties, per notice from the State Lottery Commission, disbursements related to the reference transaction are paused. Records preserved. Please provide clearance when available. No names, just a neat signature block and a policy link. I printed it, circled the time, and clipped it to the case stack. A minute later, Avery forwarded PDFs. Preservation letters sent Grandview Motors, Riverside Title, and the realtor Mason has been tagging. Her subject line was short, walking papers. In the body, preserve communications, documents, images, and video. Suspend non-essential disbursements. Spoliation language included. Counsel only. I filed them. Left-hand tabs. Dealership. Tittle. Realtor. My phone buzzed. Mason. Sign the gift letter today. This is pathetic. Don't make me post. I didn't answer. I saved, screenshotted, forwarded to Avery, printed, wrote received 10, 38-inch the margin, and dropped it into communications. Paper first. The commission portal pinged. Proposed time administrative conference. Thursday 10, 30 ampere. M link to follow. I added it to my small route card and wrote 3 words under it, slower than needed. Name, time, place. I made coffee. It tasted like duty. The apartment held steady fridge hum, clock tick. Liam's rocket drawing slid a little under its magnet, and I straightened it with a fingertip. Another email, this one from the realtor's office. We respect client privacy and will preserve records per counsel's request. Future inquiries may be directed to counsel. I printed, clipped, and let the page cool under my palm. At 11:12, Avery called. Dealership and title acknowledged, she said. Good, we've bought quiet. Anything else you need from me today? 2 things. 1, keep saving and forwarding every message from him or Jenna. No replies. 2, expect the commission to ask the merchant for original video. If Marla gets a corporate prompt to approve a clip or still, have her text me. I'll click fast. Copy, I said. Counsel only. Counsel only, she echoed. Thursday you'll confirm basics under oath. Then let the room do its job. Name, time, place, I said. Exactly. Boring wins. She hung up. I pulled the QuickMart folder, checked Marla's letter again, and taped her card to the inside cover so I wouldn't fish for it later. I wrote a small note to myself. If store gets email to Avery, no improvising. The phone vibrated face down. I turned it over just long enough to see the preview. Unknown. Press will call. Talk to me first. I set it back down. I am not a free quote. I wrote do not comment on a fresh sticky and stuck it to the phone case itself. By noon, the light through the window had that pale winter color that makes the river look like brushed metal. I stood there a minute, letting the quiet do its work, and then sat back down to square the stack. Depot, QuickMart, Delaware Alership, Title, Realtor, communications labels aligned like stops on a clean line. Another banner slid across the laptop. Commission conference link attached. I clicked only long enough to confirm it opened, then closed it and added link OK to my card. No rehearsals, no speeches, just breath. The last email of the hour came from Norply at State. Merchant contact initiated, video retrieval requested. You may receive a notice regarding still images for review. I felt my shoulders set. 2 angles. 1 story. Let them pull it. I capped my pen and laid it on the legal pad under the 3 words. When the image comes, we won't admire it. We'll file it. The email subject line read, Commission sanitized image for review. I clicked and a black and white still filled the screen the back of a lottery ticket, cropped tight, a seal in the corner that said certified copy. 2 lines lived there. The top line was mine letters pressed like I always write when the counter's hard and the pen is cheap. You could see the ink sit a touch deeper in the paper, the little scratch where the bee bites. Under it, crowded into the leftover space, a second inscription tried to fit. Lighter, fainter, age'll shimmer even in grayscale, later in time. Below the image, Agent Patel's note was plain. Vendor confirms chain of custody intact. No deletions logged. 1 unauthorized access attempt to merchant file 2 days ago blocked by default settings, consumer VPN. Image attached reflects current claimant file. Second inscription appears added later. I printed the page and let it cool on the table, then wrote the time in the margin. I took a second to look without talking. My name looked like it always looks when I sign transfers at the depot steady, no flourish. The line below looked like someone trying to whisper after the song ended. I texted Avery. Sanitized image shows second line under mine. Vendor, chain clean, attempted access blocked. She called before the buzz died. Describe it, she said. Mine on top. Heavier. Theirs lighter, tucked under. You can see the pressure difference. Good, she said. We'll use their phrase later in time until it belongs to us. I'll draft a 1-page timeline and 2 short witness declarations. Reggie on the counter signing. Marla on lane and policy. No adjectives. We keep verbs small. Bought, signed, photographed, submitted. I said, exactly. Forward me Patel's note. Save the image to the case folder. And Walt don't admire it. File it. I filed it, I said, already sliding the copy into QuickMart behind Marla's letter. I added a sticky. Later in time, commission note access attempt blocked. Another email from the commission landed. Merchant vendor certifications received system logs intact. Retrieval request acknowledged. Any additional witness contact info may be uploaded. I opened the portal and added Reggie's full name and number under witness, and Marla's as Manager Custodian of Records. I attached a short line. Cashier observed signing on back at counter. Manager keeps door clock syncal. My phone buzzed face down. I flipped it just enough to see the preview. Unknown. Call me back, Re. Affidavit. I set it back, screen dark, and wrote on my card in block letters, do not call back. Counsel only. Avery texted a draft timeline 10 minutes later. 4 bullets, nothing more. Kilans. Nejvenej A. M. Depot clock out. Verified. Kilans. Ut kilans. Tizenut. A. M. ATM vestibule kamera foces QuickMart entrance. 32 retention. Approximately 9. 12 ampere. Monsieur purchase at QuickMart Lane 2. Cashier observes signing at counter. Pre-disclosure photo of front of ticket on kitchen towel. Metadata, apartment, time. Read it, she wrote. If it's true, we send it. It's true, I typed. She replied with a thumbs up and one more line. Next, expect something creative gift language. Don't bite, forward it. I set the legal pad straight on the table, the 3 words at the top holding the room the way a good timetable holds a line. Name, time, place. The inbox dinged. Subject, Affidavit of Gift, draft. My jaw set. I didn't open it. I saved it, forwarded it to Avery, printed the first page for the communications folder, and wrote received with the time in the corner. Tomorrow would be the room and the oath. Tonight this was enough. 2 lines on a page told the story better than I could. The kettle clicked like it agreed. Another preview slid across the phone. Unknown. Press wants your side. Call me. Mason. Last chance. I'll go public on what kind of father you are. I turned the phone face down, stuck a small note over the case that read, do not comment, and let the room return to the usual sounds, fridge hum, clock tick. I squared the folders. Depot, QuickMart, Colorado Communications, and the fresh print of Avery called before I opened the PDF. I read their affidavit of gift so you don't have to, she said. They claim you gifted the ticket to Mason at 9:30 a.m. at his house. My depot clock out is 9:41, I said. Right. Your photo on the kitchen towel is after that. And the bank's ATM vestibule faces the QuickMart door you used around 9:12. A gift can't happen before a purchase, she said. We answer with the map. No adjectives. She dictated the 4 lines she was filing through the portal. 9:40. 1 ampere. M depot clock out. Verified. 9:05. 9:15 ampere. M ATM vestibule. Camera faces QuickMart entrance. 32 retention. Ni tall AM purchase at QuickMart Lane 2. Cashier observed signing at counter. Prio disclosure photo of front of ticket on kitchen towel. Metadata. Apartment. Time. I'll attach short declarations, she added. Reggie, I saw Walter sign the back at the counter. Marla, lane policy synced store clock. If they want wet signatures later, we'll get them. Do I sign anything today? Number tomorrow. You confirm basics under oath. You say your line. I'll say the rest. Name, time, place, I said. Exactly. And do not respond to that affidavit. Save and forward any messages. Counsel only. After we hung up, her timeline hit my inbox. 4 bullets. Clean. I uploaded it under supplemental in the commission portal. Banner. Update received. Good. My phone buzzed face down. Mason, sign the affidavit and stop this. You owe me. I saved, screenshotted, forwarded to Avery, printed, and wrote received with the time in the corner. Paper first. I walked my little pre-conference checklist like a driver checking mirrors. ID and wallet. Case card. Thursday 10, 30 ampere. M. Link tested. Phone on Do Not Disturb except for Avery. Legal pad where I can see the 3 words. I set out the quiet jacket that doesn't squeak when I move. Slip the thumb drive the mini rocket into my pocket. Put the communications folder on top of the stack by the door so my hand can grab everything in one lift. The affidavit PDF sat unopened on the screen. I let it sit. I don't need their story to tell mine. Avery texted, timeline filed, commission acknowledged. Expect them to mention the sanitized image and later in time. Keep answers short. If it's yes, no, answer yes, no. Don't fill silence. Copy. Counsel only, I wrote back. I practiced once in the kitchen so my mouth wouldn't try to decorate it in the morning. My name is Walter Brooks. On March date at about time a.m., at Quick Mart by the depot, I bought a quick pick and signed the back at the counter. The timeline. The 3 words at the top of the pad held the table steady. Name, time, place. I set my alarm and turned off the light. Tomorrow is the room, and the red light that blinks once and holds steady. The morning will make its own noise. At 6:12, my phone hummed a long buzz, then quiet. A short video from an unknown number. A tow truck at Grandview Motors, hazards blinking. The winch easing a red coupe off the ramp. No commentary. Just work. Caption. Saw this on my walk. Figured you'd want it. I saved the clip, grabbed 2 stills, forwarded all 3 to Avery, printed them, and wrote received 6. 12 ampere. M. Source unknown in the corner. Filed under dealership. Coffee on. The apartment held that gray quiet I like. Email from Norply at State. Administrative hold transmitted to dispersing and associated entities. Non-essential disbursements paused. I printed, circled the time, clipped it under the case number. Mrs. Delgado texted a screenshot from the Riverside Elementary PTA chat. Playground pledge may be delayed, no worries, fare still on. Another parent, please be kind. Hearts lined up below. I saved, printed, time-stamped, filed in communications. Avery called. Got the toe clip, she said. It's color, but background. Main show is still. Name, time, place. Commission will pull merchant raw video today. If Marla gets an email to approve a still, have her text me. I'll click. Copy. Counsel only, I said. Counsel only, she echoed. Expect a short interview oath. Basics. You confirm. I talk. Name, time, place. Exactly. Boring wins. The portal banner slid across my laptop. Interview verification. Wednesday 10. 0 ampere. M. Commission office. Bring government ID. Do not bring originals unless requested. I wrote it on my route card and added in block caps. Bring id. Bring nothing else. Phone preview, face down, quick glance. Mason, sign the gift letter today. Last warning. I'll make you look pathetic. I didn't answer. Save. Screenshot. Forward to Avery. Print. Received 7. 41 ampere. M. No reply. Into communications. I stuck a tiny note on my case. Do not comment. Email from the realtor's desk. Records preserved per counsel. No further comment. Printed. Filed under realtor. Another banner. Merchant vendor certifications received. Raw video retrieval requested. You may receive a still image. I wrote raw requested. Vendor certs. Okay on a sticky. And stuck it to Quick Mart, next to Marla's card. I set out tomorrow's clothes, a quiet jacket that doesn't squeak. A plain shirt wallet by the legal pad so I can't leave without both. The 3 words at the top still held the table steady. Name, time, place. At the window, a bus rolled down Willow, braked clean at Maple, took 2 riders, and eased back on route. Everything works better on a schedule. I squared the stack by the door. Depot, Quick Mart, Delaware Alertship, Title, Realtor, Colorado Communications tabs aligned like stops. Last line on my card before I put the pen down. Bring ID. Bring nothing else. The commission office smelled like carpet glue and new binders. A clerk checked my ID, pointed me to a small room, and shut the door without drama. Avery sat to my left, legal pad squared. Agent R. Patel took the chair across, a slim folder open. A red light on a small recorder blinked once, then held. "Please raise your right hand," the clerk said. I did. "Do you swear to tell the truth?" "I do." "For the record," Patel said, even-toned, "state your name." "My name is Walter Brooks." "And did you purchase a lottery quick pick at Quick Mart number 218 by the depot on March date at approximately time a.m. and sign the back of the ticket at the counter?" "Yes." He checked a box. "We've received your depot clock-out verification at 9:41 a.m., the Quick Mart manager letter noting lane 2 and camera policy, and your photo of the ticket on a checkered dish towel. Vendor certifications confirm the merchant system's chain of custody is intact. No deletions. There was one unauthorized access attempt 2 days after your submission blocked by default." "Yes," I said. He slid a black and/or white still across the table back of a ticket, certified copy stamped. "This is a sanitized image from the claimant file currently on hold. 2 inscriptions appear. The top line shows ballpoint pressure. The lower line is lighter, Gelwy-like. Our notation reads, 'Later in time.' Do you recognize the top line as your signature?" "Yes." He pulled the image back, made a note. "We may request short declarations from the cashier and manager. Counsel?" Avery leaned in just enough. "We've drafted both cashier," observed Mr. Brooks' sign at the counter. "Manager confirms lane and clock policy. Will file upon request. Preservation letters are out to the dealership, title company, and realtor. My client understands he is not to contact the claimant." "Correct," Patel said. "Do not contact the claimant. Forward any communications to counsel. An administrative hold remains in place. This interview confirms basics under oath. Verification proceeds to determination." He looked at me. "Anything you wish to add, Mr. Brooks?" "Number." He clicked the recorder off. The red light died with a soft snap. "You'll receive notices by email. Thank you." In the hall, the water fountain clock read 10:26. Avery exhaled like a file sliding into the right drawer. "That's as clean as these get," she said. "Simple is hard. You made it simple." "Name, time, place," I said. "Name, time, place," she echoed. "Keep your phone on Do Not Disturb except for me. If Marla gets a corporate prompt to approve a still, she'll text. I'll click. Next, we wait." Outside, a bus sighed at the curb and rolled on schedule. I wrote 2 lines on my route card by the car. Interview complete. Hold remains. Determination pending. My phone buzzed face down. Preview only. Mason, we need to talk. Today. I didn't open it. Save. Screenshot. Forward to Avery. Print at the library on the corner. Received time in the margin. Into communications. Back at the apartment, I squared the stack. Depot, Quick Mart, Delaware Allership, Title, Realtor, Colorado Communications tabs aligned like stops. The 3 words at the top of the legal pad kept the table steady. Name, time, place. I checked my afternoon pulley-in. Jacket that doesn't squeak. Wallet on top of the pad so I can't leave without both. The river in winter looked like brushed metal through the window. I locked up and drove to the yard. At the gate, chain link threw a checker of shadow across the asphalt. I parked in my usual spot, stepped out, and saw a figure leaning on the fence by the bus bay hood up, jaw set like a dare. Even at a distance, I knew the stance. Mason. He was waiting at the fence by the bus bay, hood up, jaw locked like a dare, hands in his pockets, then out, then in again. When he saw me, he pushed off the chain link and squared up in my lane. "We're talking," Mason said. "Now, move your little schedule around." "I have a route," I said. "If you need something, contact my attorney." He laughed once, sharp. "You don't get to hide behind some lady with a pad. Sign the gift letter and be done. You're not built for this." An air brake hissed on the next bay. Diesel hung low. A dispatcher's radio cracked and settled. "Counsel only," I said. "Do not contact me." He stepped closer, voice dropping like he was coaching me. "Listen, old man, you're a nobody without me. You drive circles. I run the show now. Do as you're told. Number." "You want me to beg?" he snorted. "Not happening. Sign the damn paper." "I'm not signing anything for you." He smiled without humor. You owe me. I kept you around so you could feel important. I told people you were solid. Don't make me tell them the other version. Let the paper talk, I said. We're done here. He pointed at my chest with 2 fingers. Tap-ro-tap. Last warning. I go public. I'll say you're confused. I'll say you're unwell. I'll make you look pathetic. You do what you need to, I said. I'll do what's right. He glanced toward the yard cameras and took half a step back, then forward again. The hood shadowed his face, but his mouth stayed hard. You think the commission cares about you? They care about the show. I'm the show. I've got a statement ready. Family gift. Honoring my dad. Clean. You're messing that up. I won't lie for you. He barked a laugh. Liam and Noah ring a bell? Think about them before you burn this down. I am, I said. That's why I won't hand you a lie. He shook his head, grin stretched thin. You and your rules. You want to die with a timetable in your hand. Be my guest. I'm not your net anymore, I said. You fall on your own choices. He leaned in close enough for me to see the stubble he'd missed on his jaw. Rot with your rules. A horn sounded 2 bays over. A driver waved, then looked away when he caught the weather between us. I kept my hands loose at my sides and my voice level. Do not contact me, I said. All communication goes through counsel. That's the last thing I'm saying to you here. He waited like he wanted a scene and wasn't going to get one. When I stepped past, he slid his foot half an inch into my path, then pulled it back. You'll regret this, he said. I'll make sure of it. I didn't answer. I walked to my coach, unlocked the door, and climbed in. The cabin smelled like vinyl and hand soap. I set my wallet on the dash, my route card beside it, name, time, place. I could have said the 3 words out loud. I didn't need to. My hands knew them. Through the windshield, Mason stood where I'd left him, thumbs drumming his phone. The screen lit his hood like a cheap stage. My own phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out, saw his name, and put it face down by the fare box. Do not comment was still taped to the case. Mirror check, seat, belt, foot on the service brake, air pressure good, doors closed with a rubber kiss. I took one breath, then another. My heart stayed in its lane. He banged the side of the bus with his palm once, not hard enough to make it a report, just enough to try to own the sound. I looked straight ahead, released the parking brake, and eased the shifter down to drive. The coach answered with a soft click I could trust. We rolled. He didn't move. The yard line painted the asphalt like a rule someone bothered to keep. I took it. At T. Nulle. Mess my laptop chimed. Subject line. Determination case ID totusinne of 400 og en octodive 24. I opened it. The notice was short and square. Determination issued. Correcting claimant of record to Walter Brooks. Dispersing entity notified to reissue payment to proper claimant. Administrative hold remains until reissue completes. Parties advised to limit public statements to protect process. I printed it, circled the time, and clipped it on top of the stack. Paper first. The room didn't cheer. It didn't need to. Avery called before the printer cooled. We got it, she said. Textbook. Dispersers on notice. Next steps. You'll get a secure link to choose payout. We already discussed annuity. Then we set up the kids' trusts. Bring ID. Counsel only. Counsel only, I said. Also, she added, a paper copy will arrive by courier. Sign for it. File it. Do not engage with press or the other side. If they contact you, save and send. Copy. A knock came at the door as we hung up. Courier, padded envelope, a clipboard. I signed. Inside, the same notice on heavy stock with a small raised seal that bit the page just enough to be real. I stamped the receive time in the corner and slid it into a fresh folder labeled Determination. The dispersing bank's email landed minutes later. Secure portal select distribution method. I clicked through, read every line twice, and chose Structured Annuity Annual Disbursement, First Payment Schedule attached. A second email followed appointment confirmed. 2:30 p.m. Bring government ID only. I wrote Bank 230 on my route card and put my wallet on top of it so I couldn't leave without both. Phone preview, face down, quick glance. Mason. This isn't over. Call me. I didn't open it. Save, screenshot. Forward to Avery. Print. Receive 10. 23 ampere. No reply. Into communications. Another email. Riverside title notice received. Escrow reversed. Records preserved. Realtor acknowledged. No further comment. I printed both, clipped them under title and realtor. The apartment held steady. Fridge hum, clock tick. Liam's rocket drawing and Noah's sticker stars stayed put this time. I straightened the legal pad so the 3 words at the top lined up with the table's edge. Name, time, place. I set out the quiet jacket that doesn't squeak, checked my ID again, and dropped the thumb drive the mini rocket into my pocket. The bank link flashed, appointment confirmed once more. I didn't admire it. I filed the print. Avery texted, I'll meet you at the bank. After signatures, we'll draft 2 irrevocable trusts, education and health for Liam, 7, and Noah, 5. Trustee independent. No access for Mason. We'll also send a short note to the commission acknowledging receipt. Copy, I wrote back. Another preview slid across the phone. Unknown. Press request comment on determination. I stuck my tiny note, do not comment, back on the case and left it there. I squared the stack by the door. Depot, Quick Mart, Delaware Alertship, Title, Realtor, Colorado Communications, Delaware termination tabs aligned like stops on a clean line. Then I wrote 3 short lines on a small card and tucked it behind my ID. Determination. Corrected to W. Brooks. Bank 230 annuity. Trusts next counsel only. Outside, the river carried a dull shine under the winter light. I locked up, put the folders in a flat bag, and set them on the passenger seat. I buckled the bag in out of habit. Paper rides better when it's not loose. The phone buzzed once more and went still. I let it. I put the car in gear. The bank office was quiet in the way carpet makes rooms behave. A manager with a tiny ink smudge on her wrist walked us in. Avery set her legal pad down, square to the edge. We'll keep this simple, the manager said. Structured annuity. First payment date here. Your discretionary account is separate. Then we'll start 2 irrevocable trusts for your grandchildren. She slid a form across. The pen on the counter was on a chain. I took my own pen out, the cheap blue I use for transfers. The note Avery tucked in my folder flashed in my head. Sign only what's yours. Trust names? She asked. Avery answered steady. Liam Brooks Education and Health Trust and Noah Brooks Education and Health Trust. Trustee. The bank's trust department as corporate trustee. Successor trustee listed here. Spendthrift protection. Distributions paid directly to providers. The manager nodded, filling blanks. Parents have no access. Requests come to the trustee. Bills go straight to schools, clinics, insurers. Good, I said. She checked the annuity box I'd already chosen in the portal. Structured. Annual disbursement. Here's the schedule. Do you want a portion to flow directly to the trusts? Avery. Yes. Allocate per this split. She wrote a clean fraction. Remainder to Mr. Brooks's discretionary account. The manager turned to me. We'll obtain EINs for each trust today. Open accounts when they issue. You'll sign a simple assignment so the trustee can receive funds. You'll also sign the trust agreements. No public record, internal only. I read every caption once. The language did its job without trying to be liked. I signed the annuity election with my pen. Then the trust signatures where the small flags told me to stop and write. The paper took the ink like it had been waiting for it. The manager stamped a receipt that bit the page with a little raised seal. You'll get welcome packets from the trust department and copies of the EIN letters. First annuity deposit post per schedule. The trustee will send you a contact sheet for education and health requests. Avery slid a 1-page letter across for me to initial. This tells the trustee, direct pay only, no advances to parents, all communications through trustee or counsel. I initialed. The chain pen on the desk never moved. Anything else? The manager asked. Yes, I said. Can you print confirmations for my file? She did. I clipped them behind determination. On the way out, Avery kept it short. We'll send the commission a courtesy note determination received, payout selected. Next, I'll finalize the trust binders. You did fine. Outside, the winter light made the river look like brushed metal. I drove to Riverside Elementary and parked by the curb. The front office had that clean paper smell schools keep. Can I help you? The receptionist asked. I slid an envelope across the counter. No name on it, just a line in my small block letters. Playground resurfacing anonymous. She glanced up over her glasses. We'll make good use of it, she said. I know, I said. Back in the car, I put the bank copies into the flat bag, squared the stacked determination, bank, trusts, and buckled the bag in out of habit. The note on my phone case still read, "Do not comment." The jacket that doesn't squeak settled on my shoulders like it knew its role. I drove home without the radio. Paper rode quietly beside me. The email from Avery hit at 8:12 p.m. Boundary letter sent. No contact finances. All communications through counsel. Any breach will be documented. I read it twice, felt something settle where anger had been buzzing. My phone buzzed face down. Voicemail from Mason. Enjoy your crumbs. Call me. We can fix this together. A second one followed sharper. You think this ends me? Answer the phone. I didn't. Save. Screenshot. Forward to Avery. Print. Received with the time in the corner. Communications got 2 new pages. Paper first. I answered Avery with 1 line. Letter received. No contact. I pulled on the jacket that doesn't squeak and walked to Quick Mart. The bell over the door chimed. Reggie looked up from the register. Evening, Mr. Brooks. Evening, I said. I took a blank slip, picked a quick pick, and slid 2 bills across. Reggie tore the ticket clean and set it on the counter with the pen on the chain. I used the cheap blue from my route. I turned the ticket over and signed the back the way Tom taught me years ago. Steady, no flourish. Reggie nodded once, like a man clocking something that matters. There you go. Marla waved from the office door with her clipboard. Evening, Walt. I tucked the ticket into my wallet front pocket, flat, where it rides quiet. Outside, the river carried a dull shine under the streetlight. I walked home without the radio in my head. Back at the apartment, I set the wallet by the bowl for keys and opened the flat bag. Determination sat on top, then bank, then trusts binders where things used to be hopes. I slid 2 fresh prints into communications, squared the stack, and pressed the clips tight. The phone buzzed again, 1 more voicemail from Mason. Last shot, Dad. Say we did this as a family. I'll go public if you don't. I let it end. Saved it, forwarded it, printed it. Then I pulled a clean sticky and wrote in block letters, "No forgiveness." I stuck it inside the folder where only I would see it. On the counter, the checkered dish towel lay flat, the way it was in the photo from that first night. I set the new ticket on the towel for a beat, not to take a picture, just to let the habit seat itself. Then I put it in the top drawer and turned the small key. The lock caught with a soft click. I rinsed a cup, set it upside down to dry, and turned off the kitchen light. The apartment settled into the good quiet I want the boys to remember when they're older, the kind that doesn't need anyone to be loud. By the window, Liam's rocket and Noah's sticker stars held their places under the magnet. Tomorrow I'll drive my route. Buses don't care who won. They care about the schedule. I didn't say anything out loud. I didn't rehearse what I'd tell him if he asked again. I had already said it the only way that counts. I sign what's mine. I don't forgive what he did. When you're cut by family, don't fight for noise, fight for order. In betrayal stories, the people who win are the ones who keep records, hold boundaries, and let process speak. Before God, the truth doesn't need a spotlight. It just needs consistency. This is one of those grandpa stories where love shows up as structure. Protect the kids, sign only what's yours, and stop trying to rescue someone who won't stop falling. If you've lived through betrayal stories like this, remember, you owe no speeches, only proof and a steady hand. Trust God to do the math on time and consequence. The quiet grandpa stories last because they teach simple, stubborn habits, paper first, counsel only, no contact. And when the day comes to choose what is right and let God see the paper trail in the quiet boundaries. For anyone collecting grandpa stories that actually help, let this be one. Dignity can be practical, and love can be firm. And if you're still walking through betrayal stories, keep your head down, keep your files straight, and keep going. If this ending spoke to you, share a thought in the comments, pass it to someone who might need it, and consider following for more quiet, meaningful stories.